How many of you guys have seen kind of my before and after transformation picture, if you will? So I'm trying to pull up a stat to kind of recap for you guys. So I keep track of my weight inside of my Apple phone under the like health section. So I'll find a nice little stat here for you guys while you guys are typing that in. So in 2018, when I started tracking the beginning of 2018, I was at 217 pounds, January of 2008. And by October of 2018, I'm sorry, January 2018, 217 pounds. And by October of 2018, I was down to 169 pounds. So quite a different set of circumstances, right? Quite a different person. I have been told many times, where's the rest of you? I only see half of you. So quite the difference, quite the transformation. I went from like a 38 pant size to a 28 or 30 inch waist. I went from a double XL to, you know, typically like a large. And frankly, like not just the weight loss folks, but at the end of the day, I feel like a completely different person. Right? I feel like I got my mojo back, so to speak, right? I have a ridiculous amount of energy and drive that, frankly, I have been missing for quite some time. So I want to share with you guys today how I did that, right? And I want to kind of walk you guys through systematically kind of what I did and in what order, and kind of do my best to give you guys kind of a breakdown. And for some of you guys will just copy this and rip it and run with it, and you'll implement it all, and that's great. Some of you guys will say, I like that piece, I don't like that piece, I'm not going to do that, but I like this other piece, right? I'll do that, and that's fine as well, all right? And I don't say this to like brag. I say this because I've seen the impact that my story can have on others, right? And so I shared a couple of times kind of the journey that I've had, some of the impact in some like closed door masterminds. I shared kind of publicly with a live email on some of these AMAs. I've let a couple things slip, like try this or do that. And people have come back to me with the most ridiculous results, right? And they have quite literally transformed their lives. So I feel it's my duty, right, to share those things with you guys, right? If I've had that kind of impact on some people, I need to actually take a second, slow down from all the business stuff, take a week here on the AMA, and really walk you guys through what I did. Does that make sense to everybody? Give me a 2 in the chat. Right? And by no means, guys, am I any expert, but I followed a system. The system worked for me, and it has dramatically changed my life. And at the end of the day, what I always want to do is share with you guys my takeaways, my learnings, right? So that you guys can take them and you guys can run with them and have similar results. Like that's the goal. And so for me, that's always been with business, but I can see how that relates back to health and your mindset. And ultimately, guys, if you take care of every part of your business, right? Every part of your life, like they're all going to work in synergy together. Okay, so if you have a business that's performing really well and you've let go of your personal life, which happens a lot, right? Once you start implementing some of the tactics that I'm going to talk about today in your personal life and with your health, your business is going to catapult, right? One drives the other. Okay, so one most likely is lagging right now. Okay, or both of them are lagging right now, and you really need to take control. I'd like, before we start, okay, before we dive in, I'd like to know where you're at. Which one is lagging? Your personal life, your business life, or both? And I want you to be honest with me, because it's you being honest with yourself, right? You putting that in the chat means that you're going to start taking responsibility, or you're on the path, right, to start taking responsibility. Okay, so I want to take a second just before we start, and I'd like for you guys to type that in the path, or to type that in the chat box. And I know there's a little woo-woo for me, but I think this exercise will really help you guys. I know it really helped me. All right, good stuff. So what I'm going to talk about today is kind of the transformation, kind of what order I did things in. And what I want you guys to understand is that it was a progression. It wasn't like all of these things happened overnight. Okay, none of this is going to happen overnight. I think that we all have to be in the mindset that we're continually improving. You don't go from 0 to 1,000,000 overnight, right? You don't go from 0 to losing, right, 80 pounds or 60 pounds overnight. Okay, so I think that we all have to understand that. Okay, and it is a progression. When I started doing keto and when I started getting my diet in check, I wasn't that strict, right? I wasn't that crazy with it. If you look today, what my life is like compared to then, I am much more strict than then. Understand, again, it's a progression. That all didn't happen overnight. I started to cut out more and more and supplement more and more. Okay, but I'll take you guys through kind of my journey step by step. Okay, so the other thing is that it's not just about like the weight loss. It's not just about me going from right, 218 pounds or 220 pounds to 170 pounds. Like that's not just it. By all means, keto is a great great vehicle, so to speak, to help you guys get that weight loss. But for me, more than anything, and the reason I still continue to do keto now is because of the mindset changes, right? Because of the focus changes, because of the ability to be laser focused, because my productivity has just went through the fucking roof, right? Because frankly, it gave me so much energy that I didn't know what to do with myself. I felt like a pent up bull at 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I had to do something. And so I started working out, right? Do you guys see how if you had those type of feelings and you had those type of effects, that really at the end of the day, it would be more of a lifestyle thing for you, right? You could probably commit to it long term and it wouldn't just be like a crash diet. Does that make sense? So for me, guys, keto is long term. Keto is a lifestyle thing for me. Keto is not like a crash diet. Okay, and that's why I like it, because I can stick to it. It's something that works for me.